Today I want to do a little video on the evolution of the dollar bill. And it's not just a dollar bill, but also other denominations as well. The $2 bill, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s. Now some of them I don't have, or they're in really rough shape, so I'm not even going to use them for this video. So let's get started. Okay, you guys are familiar with what the dollar bill looks like. Of course, this one's a 2009 series, so it's the newest one out there. This one's crisp. I only kept it because the serial number was pretty neat on there. You know, it's a trinom, so it's got 5s, 3s, and 0s. Okay, the back you're pretty used to what it looks like. Okay, so if you're considering collecting paper money, all right, this video will generalize the overall look of the dollar bill as you get older, and you know, I think you'll be surprised by a couple of the changes that are going to be going on in here. Okay, so you got the 2009 series. There's still plenty of these ones available. Okay, the two that are right here, these are 88s. They're still widely available. And you want to look out for the 88As, 91s, and 95s. The government actually did a printing process called webbing. So you can find web notes out there. Webbing is pretty much they use one long continuous sheet of paper to print these, and then they cut them into sections and then bills after they print, you know, all three printings on there. And then you can tell what the webbing will be on the back. I don't have a web note. I usually sell them as soon as I get them, and they're worth money. So you see the plate number on this one. This is 354. On a web note, the plate number will be right above the E in 1. Every time I get one, they're in circulated shape. I end up selling them for like $5-10. You know, and they're relatively easy to find. Okay, so aside from that, you could go back as far as like this one right here is a 63. Okay, and you want to pay attention to certain things on the note. Like the older you get, the seal actually is more of a lime green, along with the color of the serial number. So it's lighter than, say, the newer notes like these 88s. Okay, so these can all be found in straps. Generally, you probably don't even want to, you know, pay a premium for these unless you find a fancy serial number like a ladder or a repeater. Okay, the next bill is the silver certificate. We're pretty used to what these look like. They have the blue seal on them. This is a 57 series, so it's going to be the latest. Let me see how you get this without the glare. So it's going to be the latest year you could get a silver cert. And these, you know, you can actually still find these strap searching. You know, I'm in pretty good with a couple tellers and bank managers, and they keep their eyes peeled on stuff like this, because generally when a bank receives old retired notes such as a silver certificate, it's still good for face value. You could still spend it. But when these pop in through banks, they're supposed to hold on to them and send them back to the Fed Reserve so they could get destroyed. Okay, so silver certificates, when you have them, they still sell for 2-3 times face value online, if it's even worth it. Now, if you find one such as this one here with a star, okay, the star is actually going to start out the serial number, whereas on the later notes that isn't a silver certificate, they'll actually pop out at the end, like where the F would be. Alright, so this is a 35E series. Still looks the same. Okay, and it looks the same as your current $1 bill. Alright, so it's got the same seals and the same design. There's really no change in that one. Okay, so the next evolution in the silver certificate, now I'm going to show you a 5 for this example. Okay, there's the 1. This is a 35E. Here's a 5. This is a 34C. This one's crisp uncirculated. So it's, you know, it has no folds or anything like that. The number 5 is blue, and see the serial numbers? They're taller. Okay, they're taller than the older current numbering on there. So that's what a older yet silver certificate will look like. Okay, and this is where, you know, these things start to have a little premium to them, especially in higher grades such as this particular $5 silver cert. You remember that old reverse design on the $5 bill? I mean, we're so used to the new designs with the color chrome and everything else. I'm starting to get a little sentimental for these older bills, and that's specifically why I'm collecting them. Now, if you go back older yet, okay, this is a 1928 series. This is an A. All right, as you can see, the seal has moved from where this 1 is all the way to the left side of the bill. And this one's in really good shape as well. You know, it's got 2 folds in there. The less folds and the less wear, the better. Okay, if I had to put a conservative grade on this particular note, strong XF. You know, I would say it's definitely about uncirculated piece. All right, and this is what it looks like. It still looks the same. The numbers are in blue, so is the seal. Okay, you have a giant number 1 on the right hand side. The seal is usually underneath that. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then the reverse. On this particular note, they call it the funny back. Completely different. You'd be like, man, what is that? I've never seen that before. Or it's been a long time since I've seen something like that. But sure enough, that's what the $1 silver certificate looked like back 80 years ago. Okay. Now this is the first year of the small size notes that we're all used to seeing. Okay, this is what it looked like before. Okay, they call them large notes or horse blankets, such as this. I mean, you see the size differential? Huge. Just imagine having to fold this and put it in your billfold, you know. So this is the last year of the horse blanket style type notes. Okay, this one is, let's see if it'll focus in here. Should say 1923. There it is. Okay. It's a lot more ornate. See, it says $1 over here. The serial numbers are huge on this thing. Okay, they're not all on a straight line too. Some of them are kind of like staggered up and down, and that's normal for these. Okay, and there's a seal. It's different, way different from the others. Washington's still the same on there. $1 silver payable to the bearer on demand. So if you're getting into banknotes and then you want to jump over from, say, doing something such as the small ones and then heading over to the large notes, okay, this is going to be your least expensive piece right here, and it's probably going to be the first one that you'll ever buy if you decide this is something you want to do. Look at the reverse design on this. You know, it brings back a time when everybody was still wearing suits and they had these big huge wallets. You know, they didn't even have to fold these things. You know, and the most common condition for these type of notes is going to be fine to very fine, and you're always going to see a fold go down the middle long ways and a right down the middle. They used to fold these into 4s. But you know what? There are plenty of uncirculated examples that still exist in the marketplace. And generally for this type of note in this series, it's going to run you about $100 to up to $200. Okay, for the PMG or the PCGS graded pieces. I don't have any examples of any older ones. Okay, once you get back into the 1899 series of Black Eagle dollars and educational notes, the prices on them are ridiculous, but they're a lot of fun to collect, you know. So if you want an alternative, you want to give coins a break, paper notes is definitely it. And here's another short evolution of the $2 bill. That's what it looks like. We're used to seeing these. People don't ask for them that much. The signing of the Declaration of Independence on the reverse. Here's a $2 seal. Now they made these in 63 series. This is a 50, see how close, a 53C series. So it's got the red seals. If I return this around, see how much more different it is? It's pretty ornate. I mean, this one is ornate too, you know? It's very descript looking. This one has Monticello on the back. And then here's one that's a little bit older. This is a 2028G series. Okay, and there are older $2 notes from here. You know, the silver certificate version of this is very, very popular. It's got the battleship on the back, and it's expensive. You know, you'd be hard pressed to spend $400 or $500 for one that looks like a rag. Okay, so that's kind of like a small little descript overview of banknotes and, you know, the evolution of primarily the $1 bill, but they all stay the same in the following denominations. Plus, they're going to have other types of notes, like the World War II Hawaii notes, which are out there. They're going to have the gold seal on them, or it's kind of like a brownish yellow seal. And the North Africa versions of these notes are out there too. You're going to see them in the higher denominations. And the National Bank of Cleveland, Chicago, it's actually going to say right where the blue seal is on these, you know, it's going to say National Bank of Chicago. I don't have an example because I don't really collect those type of notes, but, you know, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment, and of course I have my resource box at the bottom of this video where there would be a link at, and you could click that, and, you know, it'll take you to my site where it has little articles and success stories on, you know, people finding nice notes in circulation with fancy serial numbers, or, you know, some coin roll hunting finds. Okay, so I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll talk to you later.